Hey everyone, Defied here with another Dota 2 guide for Gamers Class. I've also got some guides over on YouTube if you want to check those ones out, but today I thought I would try something a bit different. While skill and being good at the game is important, I think that having the right mental state while playing is also equally important for you to play well. So today we are talking about tilt in Dota and specifically why people tilt and how to avoid it.
If you like this type of content, go to gamersclass.com. For just $5 a month, get your replays analyzed, join monthly live sessions with pro players, get access to our entire content library, win prizes, and more with our supreme Dota 2 membership.
I'm sure that most of us have tilted at some point while playing Dota. I know that I have, and have even had people in my games recently, including myself, tilt after one tiny thing goes wrong. For example, here is a turbo game I was playing to do Elder Titan for my Cavern Crawl. I pretty much never play Elder Titan, so it's fair to say that I'm not going to be the best ET you've ever seen, but I'm not that terrible either. Anyway, so the horn hasn't even blown yet, and I'm trying to go for the first bounty rune, but for some reason I'm alone in the offlane and haven't got a teammate to assist me. But I want the rune, so I go for it anyway, and of course I get stunned by Lion and then I feed first blood. Now, I'm already a bit tilted because I don't know where my teammate is, but anyway, I'd go back to the lane and I still don't have a teammate, so now I'm even more tilted and I just feed again, but now at least I've got a Grimstroke to help me out. Well, the Grimstroke is even more tilted than I am because I've died twice in a row, so from now on and for the rest of the game, he is typing in team chat GG go next. Over and over and over again he was typing it out and it just tilted me even more. So at this point the game is pretty much over. I'm extremely underleveled, so I went to the jungle and farmed some neutrals for a bit and then went to try to contest a level 10 Skywrath for a haste rune and ended up dying for the 5th time in 6 minutes. After that death I just AFK'd in the base for like a minute because I'm sick of this game and I just want to go next like the Grimstroke keeps saying. I'm totally not in the mood for this game anymore, and just because both me and the Grimstroke are tilted, we are screwing over the rest of our teammates. Anyway, I don't want to get kicked and banned from AFKing, so I right click the Grimstroke to follow him around, and he right clicks the Phantom Lancer to follow him around, and we've officially formed the Toxicity train. 10 minutes rolls around and Grimstroke denies both of the bounty runes, so this game is done. Now, I've got to say that I honestly don't tilt often and I'm pretty strong mentally, but even so, sometimes things just get to me. Tilt can happen to the best of us, even including professional players. They have to compete at the highest level, sometimes for millions of dollars, so the pressure can be insane. Here's a game from a few years ago at the Kiev Major where Unknown went up against Infamous, and at just the 12-minute mark, they ended up throwing and rage quitting the game.
Gold lead is still rising in Infamous's favor. Anita is in a little bit of danger here, tosses his gear on the ground, trying to tempt them forward for it. There's the call though, so they're gonna go in on him. He might not even have time to grab his stuff. He goes down, and it looks like, wow, Invoker rage quit.
What?
Look, if you scroll up,
GGWP.
After he went forward and dropped his items, they got both of them. Ursa has no items left. He grabbed his windlace, but not his boots. And then Invoker just quit.
Okay, so now we all know that this happens to the best players out there, so don't feel bad if this happens to you. But what can we do, or what strategies are there that we can use to help us relax a bit? Well, first of all, and probably the most important thing to remember, is that this is just a game. Dota is a game and it is meant to be fun, but if you're not having fun, then something is wrong. Of course, it can be really hard to have fun when you're losing over and over again, especially when you really care about your rank and want to increase your MMR. If you really care though, then you should try to analyze those losses and work out why you are losing. Is it something that you are doing? Perhaps you had an amazing game but your teammates were just running mid and feeding. Well, there's not a lot you can do about that except to try to encourage them to stop feeding and try to win. If that doesn't work, you can always mute them so that they don't disrupt you while you try to practice your game. Keep in mind that just because your teammates are being toxic and throwing, doesn't mean that you haven't made your own mistakes as well that might have contributed to the loss, so take this as an opportunity to learn from them. If you really are in a bad mood because of a big losing streak, then it's probably a good time to take a break from the game. Have a rest and come back tomorrow, or go and play a different game for a while to get you in a better mood. Sometimes I will go and play Rocket League because I don't care about my rank so much in that game and actually just enjoy the gameplay and have fun with it. This makes my mood much better, and then I can return to Dota with a much more positive mindset. Another thing that I try to do is not to say anything toxic to my teammates or the enemy team, and this helps quite a lot really. If you act or say something toxic, your teammates are likely to just flame you and give up themselves or put you in an even worse mood. Instead, try to look past whatever issue there might be and give constructive criticism or take leadership of the match, not in a bossy way but more of a helpful let's work together kind of way. If you encourage your teammates and try to work together, you will have a much higher chance of success, and even if you do lose, you will probably have fun playing because you tried your hardest. Probably the last thing I want to mention is to not give up, even if you are tilted. Now I know this is hard to do, but if you can just hold on and keep trying, even if you're only putting in 50% effort, sometimes you can still win. Going back to that Elder Titan game of mine now, and here you can see me following the Grimstroke around as the enemy tries to gank us. But watch what happens. We actually take a really good fight where we kill off 4 enemy heroes and lose no one. Straight after this I go back to following the Grimstroke as I'm still tilted, but just a few minutes later we take another good fight and trade 4 heroes for 1. Anyway, long story short, the enemy Axe abandoned the game for whatever reason, and we ended up taking more and more good fights and then eventually won the game. We still had to fight for it as we were almost 30k net worth behind at one point, but we ended up pulling it back. Anyway, as a final takeaway, try to remember that raging and tilting just puts you in a bad mood and will not help you play better. It's much better to take a break if you need, or play your best and try to have fun. After all, that's what gaming is all about. I hope you've learnt a bit from this, and ultimately it helps you to strengthen your mind and help you to have more fun. Once again, I'm Defied from Gamers Class, and also over on YouTube at youtube.com/Defied. Thanks again for watching and have a nice day.